Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the Phase 2 construction start for 555 East Street Southwest. That deserves some applause. We are very happy to be here and glad that everybody joined us in what is, everybody can hear, an active construction site right this second to really be able to kick off this great project. We were here a few years ago. We were here a few years ago for the adjacent sort of Phase 1 project, which provided us a fabulous new fire station as well as a new hotel. And we're very happy to be here for the Phase 2 project, which is going to consist of another boutique hotel. But I think most important from my perspective is additional retail to continue to activate the street over here in Southwest DC, as well as a wonderful residential project. And that residential project, which we'll talk about a little bit further on here, consists of 195 units, but most importantly, a third of those, 58 of those units, are going to be deeply subsidized to provide important housing for our seniors. And that is going up to 50% of AMI, but we're also hitting that important 0 to 30% of area median income for senior housing. And so we know that that is important. Yes, we know that that is an important segment that we need to continue to focus on here in the District of Columbia. As is usually the case, projects like this cannot happen without lots and lots of people making sure that it is successful. I won't be able to say all of those people, but I know that many of the people who will be getting up here will be able to catch some of the people. First of all, we are located right now in Ward 6, so we very much want to thank Councilmember Allen for being here today and for supporting this project. We have sort of the two-thirds of the housing trifecta in the District of Columbia. We have Todd Lee, the Housing Finance Agency Director, and Polly Donaldson, the DHCD Director. Thank you all very much for providing important financing pieces to this puzzle. And finally, we have the DEMPED team, because this has been in our portfolio, the Deputy Mayor's Office has been known as Parcel 69. And for those people who are familiar with our portfolio, they will know that this has been a project for many, many years in our portfolio. So we were happy to see it come to not only construction start, which is where we are here, but as we've seen, construction completion on the first phase. And so I very much want to thank project managers Joe Lappin, lawyers Javier Beltran, Jessica Carroll, and our Director of Real Estate Development, Sarosh Opadwala, who is wearing a coat today. So that's really great. He sometimes doesn't wear coats. As I mentioned before, this is a great example of providing quality, not only a quality product, but something that we really need, which is senior affordable. I like to say that I've got 3 jobs, and the mayor reinforces it. I have 3 jobs to make sure that we're getting affordable housing in the city, making sure that we're employing DC residents, and I think you can see and hear the fruits of that employment happening right now. And then the final one is increasing tax revenue. And the importance of increasing tax revenue is that the tax revenue provides for important services that we have in the district. That is our fire, our police, our schools. And so taking what was in many cases around this project underutilized property in the District of Columbia, it's putting that back on the tax rolls to make sure that it is contributing to the District of Columbia. None of these things are possible. This project, our ability to be able to create affordable housing, tax revenue, and jobs, none of those things are possible without the leadership of our mayor. Our mayor has said from day one when she came into office that long-standing projects in the District of Columbia, she's going to prioritize those. This is a great example of that. And most importantly, not only are we going to prioritize those, but we're going to make sure that we are thoughtful about how we approach them. We are going to think about the people of the District of Columbia and how it can impact not only them, but the neighborhoods that they live in. And so I have the distinct pleasure in welcoming up our mayor, Muriel Bowser.
Well, hello, everybody. I am really happy to be with all of you this afternoon and very happy to follow Deputy Mayor Kenner, who has done an outstanding job for us leading the Deputy Mayor for Economic Planning and Development Office, in addition to a huge portfolio of agencies that support people going to work, people getting affordable housing, and growing the economy in Washington, D.C. So thank you, Deputy Mayor Kenner, for all of your leadership and hard work. To also Councilmember Charles Allen and his team, who are very smart about how we work to produce housing and jobs in Washington in the great Ward 6 community. So we thank you, Charles. I saw the Southwest bid here. Let's give them a big hand. It's always wonderful to have a team of people focus each and every day on a community being clean, safe, programmed, and championed, and that makes a huge difference. To what the Deputy Mayor said earlier, we did focus early on in our tenure, and it's hard to believe now that that was 4 years ago, where we had these conversations looking at all of the projects that needed a push, that needed to be restarted, or quite frankly needed more support from the community or from the administration. And I'm very proud to say that we have been unable to unstick a lot of those projects. And to the development team who is here, we were together at the firehouse, and now we are here. You are East Street Development. You see all of the partners in our project, City Partners, Potomac Investment Partners, East Street Paramount Development, and everybody involved. We want to thank you so much for sticking with projects in the district that enhance our communities. When we look at opportunities to develop, and the city is growing as fast as ours, we have to be focused on how we can provide units that will provide good middle-class housing so that families can continue to live here and thrive here in Washington, D.C. And the two-thirds of the trifecta have been doing an outstanding job. 6,500 units in the last 4 years. In the next 4 years, I know we'll be able to do 10,000. And if our colleagues in Maryland and Virginia just do at least what we do, we can make a dent in what this region needs in affordable housing moving forward. So I am proud to have had the opportunity to serve you for the last 4 years, even prouder to be able to do it for another 4 years. But we are met with the challenge of thinking even bolder about affordable housing. Thinking even smarter about undeveloped land in our city and how we're going to use that to make housing for D.C. residents. And we have to be even faster in our thoughts and plans about how we make sure D.C. residents are getting good paying jobs so that they can live in all 8 wards of Washington, D.C. Are you with me? Because if we can't do that, what are we doing here? In a city as prosperous as ours, we can do that. And I am pleased to be able to work with members of the council who share a bold view about how we make our prosperity more inclusive. So let me introduce Councilmember Charles Allen.
Thank you, Ms. Mayor. Let's give our mayor another big round of applause, everybody. I started in this job 4 years ago. She started in that job 4 years ago. Of course, she had been on the council before then. And I'll say one of the things that I have been thrilled to partner with our mayor and her entire team about is on projects like this. And I think she's being modest when she says give a little push every now and then, because she hasn't been afraid to shove when necessary to get projects going. When we came in 4 years ago, there were a lot of projects all around the neighborhood and around the city that needed a really strong push, needed to either be rethought, kick-started, needed to figure out how to unstick them. And the mayor has been a champion with that. She's got Brian and a fantastic team, everybody from our housing trifecta as well. So let's give them all a big round of applause for big projects like this. And I'm proud that in Ward 6, almost a full quarter of the affordable housing that we've been building out, I think, over the last 5 years has been in Ward 6. And I say that with pride because we know the value of making sure that we are building out in big ways and smart ways and affordable housing for all of our neighbors. And this project's going to continue on that. And you can see with the almost 200 new housing units, a very substantial number for affordability, for our seniors. It is great news. There's one other part that I'm excited about this project, and that is when you think about our Southwest community and its extension up towards the mall. For a very long time, and I saw Andy Litsky from ANC6D here earlier. Let's give ANC6D a round of applause. For a long time, this has been really dominated by kind of this federal footprint, and it hasn't done the job that it could do to connect our neighborhood just on the other side of the freeway to the mall. And it's projects like this, they're going to help knit that together with new housing, with retail, with jobs that are being created. I met some incredible young women on the way in that are already working and employed across the street. This is a project that's going to be, I think, a linchpin in how this neighborhood continues to grow, that it's going to have the type of retail and amenities that help serve it, but really make it so we don't have this place that shuts down at 5 o'clock at night when somebody leaves a federal office, but really is a continuity and continuation of our neighborhood all the way up and towards downtown. So I'm excited by this. Really excited about the project that we've had here. And again, grateful for the mayor, for Brian, for everybody for getting us to where we are today. So I think I am now going to be introducing our partner from City Partners, Jeff Griffiths, who has been, he's shaking his head at me. Andre, come on up too. Jeff has been a big champion across the street, the project here, and I'm really proud of the work we've done. And I see that Jeff has grabbed Andre from the Southwest Bid as well. So maybe I'm introducing both of you to come up at the same time.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor, Deputy Mayor. I am only here to stage a actual concrete pour. This is our construction start, and we're asking the mayor and the deputy mayor to actually pour our column 142. So with that, Andre is going to escort the deputy mayor. I'm going to ask all of you in the seats to move back a bit, because what's going to happen is the deputy mayor is going up on that platform. Now, when he's finished, I would ask you all to come back and we will finish the program. But this is an exciting opportunity. We utilize the mayor's time while she's here. So if we can all just move gently